What's going on, everybody? This is your boy DJ R. Cole, and with me, as always, is the Queen Amira. And we have a very, very special guest with us today. My man, introduce yourself.
Yeah, well, my name's Mark. People know me as Customs, and I'm from the UK, London.
So we have a guest that is from the UK. So we need to talk about the skate scene in the UK. I've never been. I know for a lot of skaters, that's on their bucket list to be able to get out there and experience the skate culture, because I think a lot of the skaters don't realize that there's skate cultures other than the US.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about your the skating scene out there.
Our skate scene, we're predominantly known as really street skaters, because we just don't have the rinks in London. There's two designated skate rinks that we have. One's on a Tuesday night, the other one's Wednesday through to Sunday. But that's why I come away, to experience that vibe.
Yeah.
Because I would say we're sort of 10, 15 years still behind. We're still almost stuck in the roller disco. So we're stuck in roller disco.
Yeah, got you. So how long have you personally been skating?
2 years.
2 years?
So I used to skate as a teenager, strictly on hockey style boots. It's not the rhythm skate boots. Till I was about 14, 15, and then I gave up and I sort of forgot about skating, as you do.
Yeah.
And then two years ago, it was Valentine's night, 2018. I went to Fix 8, which is a roller disco over in Wembley in London, and I saw these guys in the middle, and I was like, I've got to do me that.
Oh.
Yeah.
and the rest is history.
So how did you get the name Custom?
That's a long story, but
Give us the short version.
Okay, the short version is that I basically spend approximately 2 hours in your border control whenever I come over to this country.
Okay, got it.
And the reason being,
so we gave it to you, Border Patrol.
Yeah, that's it.
Thanks,
you Americans
US Border
very
Patrol.
kindly gave me my skate name. So my skate name is Customs, and purely because they say, so why are you here? And I turn around and say, well, I'm here to skate for 5 days, and they go, really? so you've flown 8 hours. Well, it was 10 hours this trip, but you've flown 8 hours to
roller skate.
And that's it. And they don't believe me. So it's one of those things. Yeah, and I get held. So I often always flag up now. So as soon as my fingerprints go in, they're like, and I get flagged, and I get taken into a room and I get interviewed.
Okay.
But this time, Houston was good to me.
Wow.
Houston was good.
Thank you, H-Town, for treating my man right and treating him correct. So as far as the music over there, how does the music differ from over there to over here, or is it still the same? It's
starting to get better. We're starting, obviously, we've got the NC, which is a group called Next Chapter. They've actually come over, so they've been to Soul Skate. They've been, obviously, to a lot more skate parties. Skate Lisa has obviously helped in relation to making you guys aware that we skate in the UK. Because,
Shout out to Skate Lisa.
She's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
So, we're just starting to get that vibe. I would say last couple of years that I've seen, certainly we've progressed.
So is it just like a lot of disco music, or what kind of vibe? Like when you go in, what's the vibe?
It is really. I mean,
techno, disco.
It's a bit of house. It's a bit of soul.
Okay.
There are certain DJs that will sort of experiment, but we don't have sort of the the Detroit sound or the Chicago JB sound.
Right.
We don't have that really. We need, and we're just starting to get the skaters who are DJs. Because you need to be a skater to DJ to make it.
Yeah,
that makes a big difference.
Yeah, definitely helps.
It does, yeah.
I actually saw a video a couple months ago, and it was overseas, and they were at a rink. I don't know what rink it was, but it was just like jam packed, and it wasn't the. It didn't look like the traditional rink. You know, it looked more of like a square floor. So I don't know, maybe they were skating at a venue or something like that.
Yeah, probably.
But it was like so many people, and everybody was doing. It was funny because everybody was doing the exact same move. Yeah. I said, "Oh my God, that is like so slick. Yeah. It's so slick."
Well, we have, especially sort of when you look at the Dutch, you know, their style of skating is very much line dancing in a line, very sort of disco moves, you know.
Yeah.
So when you see you guys doing middle works like the Rebirth Rollers, for example, and you see them doing that sort of line, you know, line dance, that's predominantly what their style is. The UK style, when you look at the rinks that you have, you know, for example, you're fast on the outside, and then as you get towards the middle, you slow down.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It ain't always that way. That's how it's supposed to be.
Well, in the UK, we don't have that. UK is free for all.
Okay.
UK is just you go wherever you go.
Wherever you can fit in.
Yeah.
Are the floors wood, or are they a different material?
Some are wood. Okay. Some are wood. Some are polished concrete. Some are vinyl. Yeah, they
How do you
vary.
find skating on the different surfaces?
Obviously, when I started skating 2 years ago, I was going 6-7 times a week.
Right.
So, you know,
was that
I
on
really
wood or the concrete?
It was
or
on every
everything?
surface.
Okay.
It was on everything. It was even outside, you know.
Okay.
Purely because I was pushing myself.
Right.
You know, I saw these skills and I wanted it. And now that's what I've got when I've come over to see you guys. You know, seeing, because I would say that your bad skaters are our good skaters. You know, that's unfortunately where we're at.
Right.
Okay.
You know, and the more that, you know, the guys from the US that, you know, both men and women, when you guys come over and you show these skills,
show them something different.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, we need to learn. We need to pick these up. And we need people to show us this.
So those of you who are actually tuned in and watching this, you know, if you guys get a chance, go overseas. Let's. This is all part of pushing the skate culture forward.
It is.
You know, let's go overseas, support. If you can get over there, support them, hang out with them, just chop it up. I've seen that you know, you guys seem to be very welcoming.
Yeah.
You know, very welcoming.
Well, this is
That's
it. I
great.
mean, we've got our event. So London event is on the 28th of July.
Right.
I'm just going to have a little punt, if I may.
Yes, please. 28th of
Throw
July.
that out there. So this is Kai, Daniel, Jason, Dominic, so Ishariah, Nadia. So this is their guys. These guys called the NC, the Next Chapter. That's their London event. So that's 28th of July.
Okay.
I know a few.
Is it just one day, or is it kind of like our
It's
events?
spaced over the weekend. Yeah, it starts on a Thursday, so very similar to the way that yours operate.
Okay.
So yeah, the first night will be on Thursday, and then it goes to sort of the Sunday.
Does it go at the same rink, or is it multiple rinks inside,
it's
outside?
Multiple. We have to struggle. So we're actually on one of our rinks. The Saturday night is actually in Derby. So it's a fair old trek, you know.
Okay.
It's like a 3.5 hour drive.
Okay.
To get to the next rink.
Okay.
It's crazy. 9.1 million people, and we don't have in London. We don't have a designated skate rink.
Wow.
It's
But
it's
I
crazy.
see there's the one rink that I see. The owner is Patrick. I don't know the name of the rink.
Skate Fever.
Skate Fever.
That's Skate Fever. Yeah, that's over in the Netherlands. So yeah, that's over in the Netherlands. So Rotterdam. They're very good guys. I like going there as well. So I travel to skate.
Hey. Well, we know you're here.
Yeah, and I'm grateful that you've been able to come by and speak to us, and you know, so forth, because it's something I always say is that we see these skaters and we see them, but we don't know them.
Yeah.
And it's especially good to have somebody from overseas to kind of tell us their perspective and how you guys view us, because we're on different sides of the spectrum, and you know, Now, we were talking about this earlier. I hear your voice, and I hear Australian.
Yeah, that's
And you're
that's
like,
weird.
no.
Yeah, it's purely because of the East London accent. So I'm what would be classed as a Cockney Londoner.
Okay.
So a Cockney Londoner is more, it's like a working man's dialect.
Okay.
So back in the day, Cockney would have been used in working in London docks.
Okay.
And then over the sort of, the time, the generations, it's just diluted slightly. But it's like a slang.
Yeah, yeah.
But
now,
yeah,
when
it
you
makes
hear
me sound Australian.
now, when you hear us talk about certain things, does it take you a second to kind of register it? Because I know when I came to pick you up, you was like, "Yeah, you went on the lift. I went on the lift." I'm like, "The lift, the car."
Yeah.
Oh, the elevator.
Well, I remember when I first saw you guys, obviously in Washington DC.
Yeah.
Yes, first time.
That was the first time I heard bleacher. And I was like,
okay.
what the hell is a bleacher? So a bleacher is a bench.
Yeah.
Stacks benches.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you've obviously got some terminology that I don't don't understand.
Yeah.
And coming to Houston, Texas, I was expecting people to be hitching thumbs into their belts.
You wanted the
cowboy
cowboys.
boots.
Cowboys.
Yeah, cowboy.
Now, don't
I'm
get it
joking.
wrong. You can go
Yeah.
on some of these streets and you'll see people riding horses down the street.
Yeah.
When I
Really?
first
Yeah.
moved here, I was like thrown off because it was a guy. He was on a horse in the middle of the road, and it was like a major road, and he was driving it like it was a Cadillac. I'm like, is this dude really on a horse? And he just going
crazy.
all along. I'm like,
Yeah,
wow, that's
that's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
So, for you traveling internationally, what's the biggest challenge for you?
Besides customs.
Getting used to the flights. Yeah,
Yeah.
apart from being stopped
Yeah.
in customs every time when I come over. I think, to be fair, I don't think there are any barriers.
Okay.
I think it's purely just the monetary cost. I
Yeah.
think that's what stops a lot of people
Yeah.
travelling.
Yeah.
As well as personal commitments.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So of course families, etc. The reason why I do it, I'm very lucky. My other half, Sandra, she allows me to go skating. She
That's
knows
good.
I'm going skating
good.
for a few days. So I have the best of all worlds. I've got a beautiful lady at home. that
Thanks,
lets me skate.
Sandra, for letting him come
Yeah.
and
Appreciate
hang
it.
with us.
Appreciate it.
But as well as that, obviously I've got another
Yeah.
family, which is
Yeah.
you guys. Excuse me, that I like coming to see. I've Washington, Tampa, now Houston. So it's where next.
Yeah,
So
where next?
Where next?
Yeah.
So what is next on your list?
I think it's going to be Brandon Young's.
Okay.
I think that's the next one.
So Lit Nation?
Lit Nation.
Lit Nation? Shout out Lit Nation.
So
Yeah.
shout out to Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon supports the London guys. So
Okay.
I think, this year we're going over to support him.
That's good.
That's-
And
yeah.
that's what it's all about, showing everybody some love.
And that's what I
Yeah.
was kind of talking about yesterday. How when you meet somebody and you're like, oh, you're in this set and you support them, then you're
Yeah.
more willing to come out and go to their events because you've made a connection with them.
I mean, if I had my way, I'd go to them all.
Yeah.
Because
What is it that you do in London that allows you to come over and just hang with
Yes,
us
I'm
like that?
like,
What do you
man.
do,
Well,
Mark?
Well,
Tell us about you.
he's always in
Yeah.
customs, so can you tell
Tell
us?
us what you do.
Yeah, no, that's hush hush. I'm a carpenter by trade, so
Okay.
I've got my own company. So the good thing that I can do is I can disappear and just let other guys
Be
do
your
my
own
work.
boss. Yeah.
So
yeah.
if I didn't have that and I had to work for someone, then you probably wouldn't be seeing me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's I can take a few days out.
Yeah. Cool.
So it's good in that respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it allows me to skate.
You ever thought about building your own ring since you're a carpenter?
It's just purely the money.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's-
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just the money and it's the land. If you imagine, London is very compacted into a small area, unlike Houston, as I found out.
Yeah. Huh.
Woo. Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
spaced out over here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I know we were speaking on the way up here, and you were saying how you guys drive on the opposite side, and the
Right.
speed's on that side. So does it make you nervous?
It does, because we was talking about obviously me driving.
Yeah,
And maybe next time when I come over, but then you're looking at steering wheels on the other side. You guys
It's a big
drive on the other
adjustment.
side.
And as I noticed when I was changing lanes, you were like,
That's it. Yeah, I'm looking. I'm making sure.
I'm not gonna kill you. We gonna get there. I gotta get you home, so we gonna make sure we get you home.
I trusted you. It's just like, you know, when these cars come up on the wrong side fast, you're just like, oh, you need to remember that we do things the other way around.
Things are definitely different. Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, that's like being on a skate rink when you get the fast skaters on the outside coming up.
Yeah.
But the cars don't put their hands on your back.
Nah, they don't.
No.
Nah, they put that bumper and they usually ain't slowing down either when they do. So,
but I mean, obviously, you know, that was another thing that we have, you know, as an English skater or UK skater, we're not used to that as well. So I always remember the first time, Washington, D.C., having someone behind me and they was like, whoa. And I'm like,
blowing the whistle.
What have I done wrong? And it was purely because they were just saying, I'm coming.
Right.
Yeah.
But we're not used to that. So I thought I'd done something wrong. But
and that was a unique experience in itself because of where it was located. The whole event was totally unique. It's not something you always.
So that was your first skate party?
Yeah. So shout out to Salita for that one.
Yeah. Definitely.
Thank you ever so much. But yeah, that was my first ever skate party.
Yeah.
I was trying to get to IR9. Did Breeze.
Yeah.
So,
well, are you going to go to?
I know you've had him here.
Yeah.
I know you've had him here. So, but yeah, I was trying to get there and. Because I had to apply for a visa to come into your country, and it turned up 3 weeks too late, and I lost. I didn't go, so I was gutted. But then what gutted means disappointed. I don't know whether you know that one. So I then sort of thought, right, okay, let's have a look. Where am I going? And it was literally just scoured Facebook. I'm going to that one. So the Legends event was my first ever event.
So is it getting easier for you to get visas, or like what's you have to plan out?
I've got a 5-year visa now.
Okay, so you're good.
That visa allows me 5 years to come into your country, to see my friends in customs, to sit in that room for potentially a couple of hours, get ready to answer
here he
the
go
questions.
again. Just go ahead and get him. You're gonna get to the point that as soon as you walk in, you're just gonna go right to the office like I'm here.
Well, I've got to give a shout out to DJ One Way because it was actually him that gave me that idea. So what happened was I turned around to him and I said, so why do they call you One Way? And he says, because I only skate one way.
Oh, okay.
And I went, okay, that must mean that my name's Customs. And he said, why is that? And I said, because I'm always stuck in customs whenever I try and get in your country. And then that's it, and the name stuck.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
So thank you for that, DJ One Way.
Shout out One Way. Shout out. So what do you look forward the most to when you do have to, well, you know what? Let me ask you this first. Because you're traveling overseas, how much time and preparation do you need to actually get yourself ready? Because a lot of stuff is different over there, so if you forget something over there, you may not be able to get it over here.
Well, to be fair, this one was a week,
Okay.
I booked this a week prior to.
It was last minute.
It was last minute. I don't need a great deal of time because as long as I set up my business and I make sure that I can give myself that time, then I can do these last minute trips.
Okay.
But really and truly, for as a group, or if you're making that commitment to come, you have to plan it. It has to be planned. Yeah. And sometimes that also is something that will stop people from coming. It's the planning, trying to get a group of guys together to make that journey. You know how difficult just trying to do that can be.
Oh, yeah.
Because some people may let you down, some people might not turn up, some people can't make that date. So you have all these sort of,
Now, I'm over here, we have a lot of different skate groups. Like you say, you have the Rebirth Rollers, you have
Wood Riders.
Wood Riders. It's a lot of them. So do you guys have the same?
We don't.
You don't? Okay.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So everybody just go do whatever.
Exactly that. Our skate scene's a bit different because we don't have, if you imagine, obviously where you've got so many states, and so many different styles, of course, that's potentially where these sects or sections will come about from, the different styles, etc. Whereas we don't have that in the UK, it's very difficult for us to then have, these sort of, Wood Riders, etc., or call ourselves a particular name. I mean, you've got the NC, but I don't know. That name come about for them, I believe, because they just saw themselves as the next chapter, taking it forward, you know, making the UK, making us progress, and teaching the next generation.
Yeah. So when you started out skating years ago, and then you had stopped or whatever, and then you came back, was there a big difference in the skate culture? Because even here, I'm in the States, over the years, it just seems to change, you know. And we had a really big boom in skating, you know, like 80s, 90s.
We was the same.
Way.
We was the same, exactly the same. You know, late 70s, 80s, that's when I was skating. Up into my teens, and then, you know, and I think a lot of it's down to technology, isn't it? The kids nowadays, they just don't get out. Of course, but that's changing. You know, we're seeing that change back in the UK. I think, you know, we're seeing a lot more children now taking up skating. A lot more adults are coming back to it. A lot more adults are coming back and seeing, you know, obviously what you guys do naturally, and what for us, not many of us do. We're starting to get there. You know, we're starting to understand what rhythm skating is.
Right. How much does it cost to go skating in the UK? Is it kind of
It ranges. Sometimes £6, sometimes it's $6. Yeah, it's approximately $9.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
It's roughly about that, I guess, and is that a lot of money for them? You know, like $9 kind of
it's one of those isn't expensive. It depends on the person. You know, it's whether they see value in spending money. Break it down. Let's just say, you know, for £6 over 4 hours.
Right.
You know, it's not a lot of money to kind of do something that's going to keep you fit and you enjoy it as long as you don't love it.
Now, have you heard of the Skate Fest in Barcelona?
Yes. Skate Barcelona. This will be my third year, and I'm going.
So how was that? Because I've seen the post, I'm like, that was like just...
And that's outside, right?
Yeah, it's outside skating. Yeah, it's Skate Barcelona. It's held in Badalona, which is an area just outside of Barcelona near the beach. And it's pretty awesome. You know, if let's just say traveling Americans, for example, if you're going to do, I'm going to be biased, of course. If you're going to do your first trip, you make sure it's London. But if you're going to be going outside, of course, you know, especially on a day like today, when you look at the weather and it's raining, what's more better than skating next to the sea in the sun with some music, some people basically across the world, because you have people from Australia, so which I'm not. I'm from the UK. But yeah, you have people, you know, across the world, in different areas, Europe, and we have Americans as well.
See, that's another thing. People don't. Well, us here. Well, I'll just say for myself, I don't ever think about people skating in Australia. You know, I just think of kangaroos. I'm like, the kangaroos just be running around everywhere.
Spain or any other country.
It is weird. I understand what you're saying. It's that sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Not assumption, but it's when you. It's what you envision.
So used to being in one spot.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's why it's always important to travel if you can, when you can. You know.
Yeah. And I think, you know, we've got Leo White, so shout out to Leo, because I know that he's obviously doing a lot of travelling. So, you know, I met him at the same time I first met you guys, which was Washington DC. So,
we actually had Henry here the other day too, and I met him in DC. Okay. And he does Washington. A lot. Yes, Washington. Yes, and he does a lot of traveling too.
Yeah, he's a lovely guy. Yeah, him and Torre.
Yeah.
So you know, shout out to Torre as well, because that event I met so many lovely people.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And for me, that is what then made me realise, right, I need to do this.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those. If you have a bad experience, potentially it could put you off.
Yeah.
Now, to date, I haven't had a bad experience, you know. And thanks to Ron for this weekend.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to Ron as
well.
Shout
out to the Roundup.
Appreciate that. So, Houston's treated me well.
Good.
And it is just a case of, you know, where next? Because there's so many events. We don't have this in the UK. Not to this extent. We have a skate session, you know. I have to travel an hour and a half. We've got a large rink in Colchester, which apparently is Europe's biggest rink, so they say. But that's a good hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes outside of London. So when you're looking, you know, you want a midweek skate, yeah, you've got to travel. And if you need to get up the next day, it's
and
just
how
not
long
possible.
is the sessions when you go?
Well, they changed their hours, and what they done was bizarre because they've actually done it now. You know, it starts at 7 and finishes at 10. So it's a 3-hour session.
Yeah.
But for
But
me
it takes
to
you
get
3
there,
hours, an hour and a half there and an hour and a half
exactly.
back.
So if you've worked all day, you've got to quickly get in, get changed, get out, get back. Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
So that's the thing that we struggle with in the UK.
So since you've come back to skating, have you had any? You already told me about
Oh,
the honey had a fall and she's done. But
mile
your
and a half,
injuries.
Well, my injuries, I think, are purely just to age. You know, I'm 47. So
No way, you're only 20.
Yeah, I know.
22.
You'll make me blush.
23.
You'll make me blush. Yeah, I'll go all red. You'll make me blush. But yeah, I think where I pushed myself, you know, where I wanted to, because I've always been that way. It's not competition. I'm not competitive with anyone else.
Right.
I'm competitive with myself. So I'd always push myself. You know, in my mind's eye, I see myself like Brandon Young. You know, I see what he does. I mean, he's a goat. You know, he is just out there.
Right.
But you know, I'm seeing, right, okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
I'm seeing I can do that in my head. And I try these things out and I push myself. And you know, back in the guys that know me in the UK, they know that that's what I am. They know that's what I'm about. But the problem is that, you know, over the last 2 years, I think I've pushed and pushed. And I've given myself an overuse injury, which is crazy. I mean, basically, women that give birth, childbirth, get this apparently. And it's to do with the pubic bone, and it's the cartilage in the middle, and it pulls apart. And it creates immense pain. And that's what I've managed to do to myself. Okay. So, you know, what I need to do is stop skating for about 3 months, let it heal, strengthen the area, and then, you know, hopefully
Well,
I
I
can
don't
skate
hear
again.
you saying you're not going to the skate parties, though.
This is the
You
problem.
just told me.
Well, this is the problem, isn't it? You know, how can you not? How can you give up skating? You know, it's you know that you have to. You know that you should, and that's why you didn't see me doing anything crazy this weekend. You know, I was taking it easy, but you can't give up something you love.
Yeah,
and
That's
especially
true.
it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
You know, you try and think with your brain, but your heart wants you to do something else. So I struggle with it. You know, I struggle not to skate.
But you have to mend though properly so you can continue to do what you love. If you don't
'Cause
let
you
your
want
body
to be doing it.
mend, you're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah,
So
you want longevity. You want to be able to do this into your later years. So I know what I need to do, but doing it's something else. That's the problem.
It's a man thing.
That's how it all is. Well, yeah. I can't even. I can't even go against that. So, but we're not going to keep you any longer. We know that you have a long flight ahead of you.
That's it. Yeah, I'm flying out today. So
definitely want to thank you for coming by. If anybody ever wants to get in touch with you, social media,
yeah, of course.
Facebook,
yeah,
Instagram.
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on there as my company name, which is Valley Lofts, Little Punt.
Valley Lofts.
Yeah, Valley Lofts.
VALLEYLOFTS.
You got it. Yeah, sorry, that's that Australian twang. Yeah, so I'm on there on Instagram, but I am on Facebook, so I tend to use Facebook more.
And he's very
It's purely
vibrant
'cause of my
on
age.
Facebook too.
Yeah, exactly. That.
You know,
You'll
I always
find
like
me on
seeing your
Facebook.
posts because I always it's funny. Just like when you came here earlier and you was like 54 minutes to get from.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that was crazy. It's like
Or just the ride. You were telling me the other night, and you're like, you got in the taxi and he took you around the corner, and you're thinking you had somewhere to go, and it was like 4 turns, and you're at the skating rink, and you could have walked.
Yeah. So I jumped in a lift. I jumped in an Uber or whatever, and the first driver taking me there, he's driven me round. He must have thought, look, I'm going to drive him about a little bit. So at least he feels like he's had a journey.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Because when I left the rink and I got in, literally no sooner had I got in, I was getting out again, and I'm really. So it was literally just down the road.
Yeah.
I could have walked it, 3-minute walk.
Yeah.
But it was a nice cab ride.
It was an adventure for you. It was an adventure for you.
Exactly.
So yeah, once again, man, you know, thanks for stopping by, speaking with us.
No, thanks for having me.
We wish you safe travels.
Just waiting to get my name up on that board.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
Gotta put you on the board.
Yeah.
Gotta sign your name. So.
But no, thanks ever so much.
Yeah, no problem. And as always, we want to thank our viewers and our listeners for tuning in. We won't be Skaters Konnect without you guys, because this is a community effort. This is not just about us. This is about you guys. So once again, thank you. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Skaters Konnect, and we will see you on the wood.
See you guys in the UK soon.
Hey, there you go.
All right.